Hey guys, this is Peztel, and welcome to the third episode of my Minecraft Survival Let's Play. Now, if you're wondering where I am, I'm actually in the Tree of Life that my neighbors built in our shared base area. If I take a step back here, you can see that it's quite a large build, but it'll make the port town all the more lively. Anyway, I've mentioned before that we need a sugarcane farm, and that is just one of the two ingredients that we need to make rockets, which we definitely need to be able to see our base and get a good view of what's going on. I've already collected some materials that are necessary to build this thing, and I've got a small foundation ready, but it still needs a long way to go. So let's get on with it. So that took a really long time, but you can see from one edge to the other, I've got all the sugarcane planted. We're not done yet. We still have to implement the minecart storage system right there and the flying machines that will break the sugarcane for the minecarts to pick up. Now, if I jump up here, whoops, no, not in there, not in the hole. I've noticed there are some improvements we can make to this farm. Now, these improvements are a little bit technical, but I'll do my best to explain it while I give a quick demo of how this flying machine works. So, the farm is quite massive. I'm not going to explain it like that. But there are some issues. So one issue is that I've built a single flying machine so far. The sugar plantation is supposed to handle 3 of them. Now I could run all 3 at the same time, but that might be too taxing on the server. So one solution for that is to have a control switch for each of the flying machines. And I've demonstrated that here. So what I have here is an Nand Gate, and if we assume that this lever is the control switch for the flying machine, and this button is the start for the actual farm to run. So if I press the button now, the actual signal that the redstone repeater is outputting doesn't change because it's always being powered here. So currently this flying machine would be disabled. But if I were to switch it off like that, now it's enabled. And what that'll do is it'll turn off the signal here, which will turn it on there, which will turn it on there, which will turn it off there, and then it'll actually update the flying machine, and then it'll be on its merry little way. If I push this here, yeah, we can see the signal change there. Another issue that I thought could use some improving is the return system here. So in the original design, when the flying machine would reach this station here, there would actually be an observer to send it back to its original destination. I don't think there's a strong need to return it every single time. So I'm just going to send the signal to 2 locations. So whether the flying machine is here or if it's on the other end, I can still send the signal and then it'll start running. All in all, these modifications should make the farm safer to use since it needs a player to send a signal. And besides actually building it, we need a control room where the player can configure which flying machines to run and where they can send the signal. If I take a quick fly over here, you can see the area where I've built the sugar plantation. And in this slot here, oops, fly. And then in the adjacent slot right here, I'm going to put cactus here and a bamboo farm here. And my idea for the control room is to build it underground and in the middle of all these farms so that all the chunks are loaded. So we might have a small dilemma on our hands because when I think of a control room, I think of a clean, pristine, and stony building where all the electricity is and where all these buttons would be. But if we look over the mountain that way, my farmers are kind of living without electricity. It's a change in era, but I guess that's how it is. You got more technology where more resources are being made. But build styles aside, I'm actually excited to get the redstone components up and running so we can finally plan out where the control room would be and how the signals would be sent. I've got all the redstone pieces ready and I just need to build it. So let's go. It seems I made a bit of a miscalculation earlier. I actually ran out of materials. So I went to go over to the shopping district to go buy some. And I'll take you guys there soon. Oops. I actually have some plans over there. And we'll see that in a future episode. But here we are. The farm is functionally complete. I didn't hook up the rest of the flying machines over there. You can see only one of them is hooked up to some redstone, because I actually had to do a little bit of debugging for these minecart stations. So if we take a look down here, oops, the minecarts are kind of parked on an angle here. So when it's time to start, they have a bit of momentum going out and then they can start their trail here. But when they were making their return trip from here and then back up there, they were getting stuck here. And when I looked back at the schematic, I realized that this powered rail should remain powered all the time. And that's why we have these redstone blocks here. And then I've just repeated the same thing over here and for all of these things. So now that it's working as expected, let's see it in action. So the flying machine goes on and it breaks the sugarcane. And when it goes past that observer there, it's going to trigger that one. And you can see the minecart hopper going out to pick up all of the sugarcane that just dropped. The minecart should be returning soon. And then maybe we can see it. Oh, there it is. It didn't pick up anything. Okay, well, so if it doesn't pick up anything, the system knows that there's nothing else to collect. And then it'll just stop and park the minecart there. But I was hoping to see it. Oh, there we go. Well, let's step out of the way here. So for this one, the minecart did pick up stuff. And since the system doesn't know that everything is collected, because it detected that something was dropped off, it's going to send the minecart out again until the minecart returns with nothing back. And here's all the sugarcane that minecart picked up. I've already got 2 stacks. Oh, just 2 stacks. Perfect. Yeah, we don't need this. And that is the sugarcane farm basically done and dusted, guys. I'll get to the control room in another episode because I first want to build the creeper farm to get these rockets ASAP. And I plan to build it over there in the castle that my neighbor built. And yes, I will be sharing anything that I farm here with my neighbors. I consider anything built in this area to be for myself and my neighbors, because we both developed in this area and we both built here, and they've actually helped me out a lot. So I just want to return the favor there. But that is all from me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.